Ooh, we are live. Let's get to it real quick.
Let me tweet this baby out. Get this link going. Took a week off. Big thing to come back. Thank you, Tommy.
Did you maybe you brought the good juju. You're like, you know what? You pulled the disappointed dad move. I'm not even gonna show up until you get your act together.
And I'm back, just like that. It's like Steph right now. Steph's like, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm gonna take 2 weeks off. I'll see you guys on
Show me something. Show me something if you want me to come back and go to work. Ooh, we are back, Andy. We are back. Vibes are much better right now, guys. Presented by Prize Picks. Get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 and use the promo code WELCOME to Light Years. May I say the most important weekend of the season? Look, we didn't go live last night. We're going to do a full weekend recap tonight. But it was getting bleak, man. It was getting dark. I'm feeling good about the direction the team was going. And, you know, you have Steph out. You got Draymond out. Jimmy missed the first half. Al Horford, DNP old. It was looking dark there. And one man righted the ship for the Warriors, really turned this whole thing around. And I'm in a different mood. I'm feeling much more optimistic about the team. I don't know about you, but I want to start by talking about the hero of Saturday night against the Cleveland Cavaliers. He carried it over to Sunday, what was a great win for the Warriors against the Bulls. Back-to-back on the road without Steph, something I thought they would never do. Warriors here, now on the upswing, but we're talking about one Mr. Pat Spencer, the ultimate sass soldier, as someone put it to me.
Sass super soldier.
Super soldier. Yeah.
He is the. How many Pat Spencers do you know in your life, Sam? How many Pat Spencers have you ever worked with?
I was gonna say, how many Pat Spencer you worked with, and the answer is more than a few.
It's not like Pat Spencer is a 6'9" dude, like big guy, right? Pat Spencer 6'2". Sam, you're taller than Pat Spencer. You know what I mean? A lot of Pat Spencers that work in the financial district of San Francisco. A lot of Pat Spencers out there, man. A lot of Pat Spencers.
How many Pat Spencers have you played pickup with? Like, obviously not as good as Pat, but like, how much does this game remind you of dudes you've played pickup with?
I mean, a lot, right? A lot against. I mean, literally play against them at UCSF, and there's a lot of hoopers, right? Big dude can handle. Obviously, Pat Spencer is actually amazing, and we'll get to it. But I think Pat Spencer epitomizes, I think, all the good things about the Warriors right now. It's just so cool to see him. Hopefully, Sam not have this moment. I think it's going to be a continuing thing, because it's not like he just had a couple great games and he's fading away. He was really good last season too, right? He was good Saturday. He was good today. All of that. I hope it keeps going. Yeah, look at this.
I know. I was joking around last night. I said Pat Spencer is Linsanity for sales bros. I genuinely believe it. Like, he just reminds me of so many dudes around the Bay Area who love playing pickup. who get after it that way. And honestly, he saved the season. I'm gonna be honest with you. They were in a very dark place. They were trending in the negative direction. We all know about the bad early schedule, and we all expected a certain amount of injuries among the old guys, and none of that changes it. They were just looking for something, and Steve Kerr turns to Pat Spencer, and it really did turn the season around for them. And biggest for me, that game in Cleveland was the biggest win of the season. They've had the Spurs games was super impressive. The one in Denver was super impressive. But when you think about like needing to right the ship, to me, this one was the biggest one, the most unexpected one. And, carrying it over to the next night, it's fun, man. It reminds me of Linsanity in certain ways. Like, it's not the same, but like, he's just,
let's do the story. I mean, let's do the story for the listeners that are kind of, we know, some listeners are kind of tuning in and out. Sometimes we got thousands, if not millions, right? On the latest podcast, billions even. By the way, make sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. YouTube, Apple, Spotify, playback. But let's do the story on Pat Spencer, because he was one of the best lacrosse players, one of the best lacrosse players in college at Loyola, Maryland. I don't even know what that is. And he was one of the best, if not the best college guy. He was going to be the number one pick. Instead, he said, hey, I'm going to go try basketball. And it's not like he chose basketball because he got drafted in the first round. Like, this isn't a Kyler Murray situation where it's like, yeah, I'm just going to go play football because I'm the first overall pick. No, Pat Spencer said, I'm going to go play basketball because I love basketball. It's my first love. And I'm going to go and be on the G League. He wasn't drafted. G League team, back when G League team was a thing. Right. And he fought his way all the way up. He's not actually on a standard contract right now. Can we kind of like,
he will be soon, though. He will be soon. But you're right. It's a G League guy. And I think this part of it's also important. It's Steve Kerr searching because of how much the team was struggling. I bet he wanted to, and that's where the Linsanity thing comes to a similarity for me. There's obviously a bunch of differences, and I'm not going to like lead into it super heavily, but struggling team, dying for someone to give them a little juice, dying for a little playmaking. And here comes Pat. Does exactly what you expect. And my question for you, because I got my own theories. My question for you is why is he succeeding right now? I have two questions for you. How much do you buy this is transferable for the rest of the season? And why is he succeeding right now?
So I've been a Pat guy since the moment I saw him, because he's just got a ton of on-ball juice, which is like, maybe if he was on another team, it probably wouldn't matter. Like that's the thing about Pat Spencer. It's like, if he was on another team where they had a bunch of guards that can handle, and there are a lot of teams in the NBA like that, he probably wouldn't play so much. Like, even the Kings are trash, but like, would he play that much on the Kings? I actually don't think so. The reason why he plays a lot on the Warriors and why it's sustainable is because they need someone that can do that. Right now, they have two guys that can do that. And Jimmy is only going to do it in spurts. And we saw that tonight, where he just kind of took the whole game off outside of 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. He just decided, all right, I'm gonna do my thing because I'm Jimmy Butler, and I'm gonna end the game right in the early fourth quarter. So that's one that's sustainable. And then the second thing I think is they very clearly told him, go figure out how to shoot. Because if you watched him last season, he could not shoot. He wouldn't shoot. And so he comes back this year, and all of a sudden, I'm not going to say he's a shooter, a real shooter, or anything like that, but if he's wide open, he's sticking a three. We've seen it. He's sticking a three. The shot's fine. It's not dead eye or anything, but like, it goes in, and it's very clear they told him to do that, and he adjusted, and that's why he plays. He does all the things that they tell him to do, and then he also does the things that nobody else on the roster can do outside of two guys. So,
nothing was given to him. I think he's first off, he's a phenomenal athlete. And not enough gets said about how ridiculous an athlete you have to be to decide at 22 you want to be a pro ball player, and then you can actually do it. Like, I get it. We make the pickup guy jokes, but like, there's a lot of levels between, I know how to hoop and I can play in the NBA. There's like a lot of levels there.
And he's athletic and skilled by NBA standards too. Like, not super athletic, but like he's, he can move. He's more athletic than Podz, another white guy.
Yeah.
Right? But it's like, he's
not even a
athletic,
question.
quicker. Yeah.
And the reason he's succeeding is like the dog factor goes without saying. Like the dude just plays harder than anyone. The dude wants it. He doesn't give you lazy possessions.
Yeah.
But the other part of it's just the skill aspect of it. He does what no one else on this team can do, which is get into the paint without turning the ball over. He can beat his man. He can get to the paint. He can make a good decision. To your point, none of it really matters if the shot didn't come around, and it looks like the shot has come around enough so that he can play, right? I don't expect him to shoot 50% from three all year, but it's not just that. It's like the in-between shots. It's the mid-range shots. It's the ability to hit floaters, because that's like really what it is. Like his best skill is his ability to turn the corner and get into the paint and then either hit that little like 8-foot shot or kick it to shooters. And that's what he's been doing to date so far. Like he has, look at the numbers right now, 4-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. Do I think that's going to last all year? Probably not. But the macro point stands. He can get into the teeth of the defense and he doesn't throw up on himself. He'll make a floater or he'll kick it to someone who's open. And then the second part of it is kind of the most important part, which is just, he knows who he is. He knows that if he does not play hard, back on the bench, back to the G League. And that's something that they've needed all year, which is like, sometimes you need dudes who take the game a little more seriously and don't feel entitled when they're playing.
I missed that point. That's so true. I missed that part. That's 100%. I should have brought it up, so I'm glad you did. But it's the heart that he plays with, and for that matter, I think you saw today. Did you see Guy Santos multiple times just tipping the ball out on offensive rebound, just small shit like that, which is like not small. GP2 used to be is that sorry not was but is that. But yeah, back to Pat Spencer, like absolutely, because he knows that this is the game. This is, if he turns the ball over 4 times, he's probably riding the pines, right? Like he's not getting another shot at it, man. Like if he takes a couple bad shots in a row, he's not getting another look.
Or if he just has possessions where he's floating, like where he's not taking it seriously,
Yeah.
That's the other part of it. And that's kind of the, that's what they were searching for. Cause like they've had a tough start to the season. The vets have looked old when they're playing 4 games in 5 nights. And I think more than anything, the coaching staff would say, it's like, we know Steph's going to be there when it matters. We know Jimmy's going to be there when it matters. And we know Draymond's going to be there when it matters. And they showed it to us in games like the Spurs game where they clearly wanted to send a message against like Wemby and that sort of stuff. But like they cannot bring that energy 82 games a year. They're looking at everyone else on the roster, just be like,
yes,
why are we getting outplayed by the Pacers? G Leaguers. Why are we getting outplayed by the, like you can insert these teams where you're just like, you know what? These are just entitlement losses is the way I would put it. Where you're just asking Steph and Jimmy to carry your ass. And from that standpoint, I would say he's more valuable to the Warriors than he would be to any other team in the league, because they just need someone who plays smash mouth ball, where it's just like, you know what? I know who I am. I know I'm not Steph Curry. I know I'm not a first round pick. My job is to go out there, play harder, and make life hell for everyone.
I'm angry you outtaked me on this. Honestly, I thought I was coming in hot with it. No, it's true, because they shouldn't be relying on Steph 30 points to beat the Pacers. Like shit like that is not acceptable. Like this is the stuff where it's. I keep going back to it. It's like Quinton Jackson at 30 plus points on you. Like that just shouldn't happen. And hopefully, I think when Steph is back on Friday, that it's also a better fit with him too, right? Because it's not that it's, hey, you're scaling up Pat Spencer, you can do this when Steph and Jimmy are out, but you're not going to be able to play like this when Steph is back. I actually think that's not true at all. I actually think they still need him to be able to hit the paint and kick the ball and bring the energy when those guys are there. So it's, you said earlier about him saving the season. I watched the team tonight that looked happy to play basketball for the first time in 3 weeks.
A month plus, yeah.
So a month. It feels like guys were playing. They were free flowing out there. Threes were going in. They're playing defense. They're smiling. Like I just haven't seen that type of energy from this team in so long. And I think that stuff doesn't come from Jimmy Butler or Draymond. It could come from Steph a little bit, but like those guys are too old to be bringing. That's not their job. Yeah.
My whole thing is they did that. They had that. Remember when they got blown out by OKC and it was a disgusting game that really they just never even showed up to? And then Jimmy and Draymond called everyone out. And everyone's like, "Ooh, who are they talking about? Oh, are they calling each other out? Like fucking idiots, you know?" Like it's really, and then they backed it up against the Spurs, which is what veterans should do. They said, "You guys are not playing hard enough." And what did they come out the next game? Like we got playoff Draymond against Wemby. That was a beautiful game. You know, he came out there and he's just like, "Hey guys, I can lock up the guy everyone's calling the greatest player, you know, the greatest prospect of all time." And I thought the message they were trying to send was get on our level. I'm not asking you to be Steph Curry skill wise because no one is, you know, I'm not asking you to even be Draymond defensively. I'm asking you to give a shit the way that we give a shit on a game to game basis. Dive for loose balls, like commit to the game plan, play harder than everyone. And what happened after that game? Yeah, same thing. They kind of fell back into a malaise. And so that's why I thought it was so important that the young guys, not the young guys, but the end of the bench guys, whatever you want to call them, you know, like the non like prospect, high praise prospect guys went out there and proved they could just win on effort. And like, that was a ballsy call for Steve, by the way, because that's exactly what he was trying to do with it. He was trying to say, I do not care. Guy Santos, you're not as talented as Kuminga. Pat Spencer, you're not as talented as Podz. You know, you go down the line. Like, you're not talented as Moody, you're not talented as these guys, but you know what you are? You play harder, you play smarter, and I can win with that. I can win with it was some Hoosier shit.
That felt like
I'll win.
Point.
I'll win. I'd rather play with dudes who play their hearts out than play dudes who are talented who are not willing to. And it only works if they win. It really only works if they win that Cleveland game. Because if they don't win that Cleveland game, then everyone's complaining like, why am I not playing over these guys? Well, but that's kind of the genius of it, because they did win and they did kind of send the message.
Well, they actually lost the Philly game too. You remember that? Remember they lost the Philly game when he was just like, I'd rather go with my guys and I'll lose with them. And I was just like, okay, you're gonna go lose with them.
But to your point, they went with the second time line, whatever you want to call it, and they were down 30-10 in the first 5 minutes. That's where I think that's the moment where Stu was like, fuck, if I'm gonna lose, I might as well do it my way. I might as well do it my way.
Yep. Actually, that should be the prevailing theme out of this podcast, out of this show, and honestly, out of the season. Forget the plot. It's like, but Steve Kerr saying like, dude, if we're 11-12, and you guys, and again, this isn't a Kuminga discussion. This was Kuminga, Moody, and Podz, right? All of those guys sit down and go watch guys that have had to fight to stick in the NBA every single day. And go watch them go come back against the team. Honestly, they should have won against Philly. Philly had good players. The Embiid played. Tyrese Maxey's awesome. He might be a first team player.
Maxey's currently top 5 in MVP vote right now. But
fucking Christ, dude. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. And it's like, guys, you don't need all this talent, all this stuff to go win a basketball game in December. Do you need this in June? Yeah. Like, Guy Santos is not a player come June. Like, he's going to be sitting on the bench and he doesn't have the talent, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, dude, right now we need you guys to help us compete and win games in the regular season. You couldn't have said it any better. Let me just go with my guys. And honestly, we'll talk about some of the other guys. Our chat wants us to talk about Melton and Post because those are the two big ones.
But guys,
it's coming. But like, Podz has responded. I think that's one. Like, he's responded. He got benched in his last 2 games. Podz really fucking good, really damn good. So, you know, some people respond, some people don't. And Podz gonna play a lot, I think, still, because he said, hey, I can stay on the bench fine, but he comes back and plays even better. So good for him.
It really was like, you know, I enjoy Pat Spencer. I enjoy the story. I want it to continue. I want him to continue. I also like just the way he plays basketball. Like, you know, 150 miles per hour to the rim. Like, everything he does, he plays hard on everyone. But the big story is, you know, it was Steve Kerr putting his nuts on the table. That's what it was. It was Steve going, I can win with Pat Spencer, Guy Santos, a couple second rounders, And just give me Melton for like a half. That's like give me
he
Melton
did.
and Buddy for a half. And he did, yeah. So it was
And he
just kind of
did.
like, it was a statement. To me, it was a continuation of the Spurs game statement where it was just kind of like, fall into line, do things the Warriors way, and we'll get good results. Like, to your point, I don't know what is going to happen if they get in a playoff series and they got to play Guy Santos and Pat Spencer 30 minutes a game. But you know what I do know? We're not going to even have to worry about that if they continue down the road that we're going, because there would be no playoffs. Like, it was just kind of like one of those things where it's just like, stop worrying about your contract or if you're going to be a fucking star or X, Y, and Z. We need to win some fucking games and everything else will fall into line. And to me, that's why that felt like the biggest game of the season to date for them. And, we'll talk about later. The schedule is lightening up. They're going to get 4 days off. They're going to play, I think, 3 games in 10 days here. It's an opportunity to catch your breath, reset, hopefully start stacking some wins. And that's what they need. They really need to get this, like, once they get this stretch of more home games and less back-to-backs, let's see if you can win 7 of 8. Let's see if you can go 7. Let's see if you can go 8-2, in a 10-game stretch, like the type of stuff that gets them out of this, like 500 basketball and up to like the 5 seed type of stuff.
I need 5 games next week, Sam. The vibes are so freaking good right now. I don't want any rest. I want back to back to back. I need more basketball. No, but we'll talk about the schedule and the other stuff. Before we do that, I gotta pay bills. Our guys, you guys know what it is. Sponsored by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks, best way to win real money this summer. Prize Picks now has early payouts. So if your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. That's amazing. That is. I mean, I don't know how many times we've had bad luck, right? Kind of near the end of like you need 2 or 3 separate numbers to go your way. But no, with Prize Picks, they now got early payouts where it's, dude, if you're looking good, man, you can just cash out those winnings right away and go kick it over to the next more or less that you want to do. So all you got to do, download the app today, use code LightYears, get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LightYears to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
It is good to be right, Andy. It is great to be right, guys. Buying men's jewelry used to be a nightmare, especially around the holidays. It's either cheap stuff that broke after a week or crazy overpriced stuff with ridiculous markups. That's why I rock with GLD. They changed the game. You get quality jewelry that's built to last without blowing your entire holiday budget on one item. And unlike other companies, GLD only uses real gold, none of the cheap stuff. Every stone is meticulously hand set, plus their proprietary production process makes sure you're getting the highest quality jewelry possible. You literally see and feel the difference. Guys, work hard and change the game with GLD. GLD's holiday deal is unbeatable. For a limited time only, new customers get 50% off GLD.com when you use the code LightYears. That's 50% off with the code LightYears at GLD.com. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about us. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Oh, okay. So the story of the Bulls game honestly felt like a game from last season. Do you agree with me? Like, it felt like a post Jimmy game last year where they just rolled the team the entire way through.
Yep.
But like the story of the game, we know what the story of the game is. What's the story of the game, Andy?
No, I'm not. What is the story of the game? What is this?
Agenda, boys.
What is?
Kuminga got DNP. Kuminga got DNP in the process. That's the story of the game right now, to me. And what do we decipher from this? Like, let me just add. I'm just going to put it out there as easy as possible. They play 11 guys. They beat the Bulls pretty handily. They win by what was the final score? 123-91. They won by 32. My bad. The game was like oscillating between 10 and 30 points the entire time. Bulls made a couple fake runs in there. Fake runs, our favorites, right?
Yes,
But
yes, yes.
it really did look like one of those post Jimmy Butler second half of last season games. Yeah, the Bulls aren't a great team, but win's a win, and a comfortable win is definitely a comfortable win. What'd you take from the Kuminga DNP?
Um, I think there's a turning point. How many times do we have to do this? Year 5, but I do think there's a turning point here. I think we're nearing the end. We're nearing the end of a tenure of a player that I think doesn't fit on this team, and I think the last 2 games shows that he doesn't fit on this team more so than ever before. Both from a hey, can you play in the system, and then the mentality, Sam. Like the mentality is just the big thing. I mean, if you're not healthy, don't play, right? If you're out on the court, at least give some effort. And he looked like he wasn't trying to play yesterday. And whatever happened after the game or before this game, whatever, like he shouldn't be out of a 11-man rotation. It's not. He's out of an 11-man rotation, Sam, not because of like a game plan or whatever, right? Like he's out of 11-man rotation because there's something that's happening behind the scenes, and I think we all know what it is. Like it's very obvious. Like he didn't get to close the game before. He's not getting shots up, whatever it is. It's the same old story, nothing new. But I just think it's telling. And we're at the end. January 15th, he's trade eligible. Trade deadline's February, a couple weeks after that. So I just think we're near the end. And if Steph is coming back and Draymond's healthy, and we see these guys play this well, I just don't think he's going to play at all. Like he's not going to be playing.
The fake injury's coming down next week. The knees bothering him, the ankles bothering him, whatever it may be.
Yeah. Man.
It's
yeah.
And I see people asking, what is it going to do to his trade value? I don't know, but like you continue playing him, then you're going to say, well, we're not a good team, so no point in making a trade. You don't play him, you might go on a run like you went in the second half of last year. The next thing you know, you're instead of 13-12, you're 25-15. You're a dangerous team, right? You're getting to the trade deadline pushing 50-win pace, which I said they would. I'm going to win that bet. Andy.
If they get to 50 wins after this start,
but anyway, who knows? But like my point is, they clearly feel like it hurts their ability to win, and it's hard to argue with the results. It's just hard to argue with the results. I don't know what else to say. It's not necessarily his fault, but he's not the answer either. Playing him is not the like the thing. You said this earlier, and I want to ask you this. You said they look like they're so happy and free. It's hard to not connect the dots that when Kuminga's in there, they don't play happy and free because they're trying to thread the needle, and it's not about winning the game. It's about, let's make him look good. Let's give him a shot to do his own thing, as opposed to when like Pat Spencer and Guy Santos are in there. It's just like, just stick to the game plan. Who cares? Who cares who gets the points tonight? Who's the leading scorer tonight? Let me ask you.
I actually don't even know. Was it Quinten Post? No, Podz. Was it Podz?
It was Podz. Yeah,
it was Podz. Yeah, I was going to say he had a really good game tonight.
He came on late with some shot making, but it was, to your point, it was an evenly distributed game. He had 21, Post had 19, Jimmy had 19. You had Melton with 13, Spencer with 12, Moses with 11. The Cleveland game, I think it was like 8 players in the teens, which is honestly how they're going to have to win games without Steph. It's not like they have, it's not like they have like multiple. It's got to be like a committee approach, and they can't play that committee approach with him because ball sticks. He wants to go one-on-one in ISOs. He wants to get to the mid-range. Not really good enough at any of it. Like, I don't need to read the stats off. He's a 38% mid-range shooter over multiple years. He's a 35% high turnover out of ISO player. Like, I guess I am going to read the stats.
I was just going to say, so you're reading the stats off.
My point is, it's one of those things where it's like, when they play curveball, whether you love him or you hate him, undoubtedly the collective is better than the individual, and it might have a ceiling, and he might not be the best developmental coach of all time, but it does work. You just watched it work tonight. It was Jimmy Butler, DeAnthony Melton, and a bunch of G Leaguers, a bunch of rookies and G Leaguers.
God, we'll get to Melton, but like it feels like we've all had this happen before where I don't know, whether it be your dad. My dad was, he would get kind of angry sometimes, or you would get whoever, right? And you're just around the house and your dad's all pissed. I'm gonna use my dad as an example. Love him. RP Pops, love you. But I'm gonna use you as an example here. But it's like, my dad used to get it. He'd come home, he'd be all pissed off. He's like, all right, well, Andy's fucking in trouble again. Right. And he's worked all day. He just wants to chill, watch Monday Night Football, have a beer.
I
right?
got bills up the ass. Stop getting sent to the principal's office.
Right. And I did. You know what I mean? I talk too much. And all of a sudden now I feel bad. But you're kind of walking on eggshells, right? Because you're kind of sitting there like, oh, my dad's, he's like, he's fuming there. It feels that way with Kuminga, where it's like, you're not like, he doesn't seem like a bad dude. Seems like a good guy. That's what we all hear. Like, everyone likes him. But it's like what you just said. You can't play basketball if you're thinking about, all right, well, Kuminga's going to be pissed here. If we bench Kuminga, he's going to be pissed. If he doesn't get to shoot his little turnaround mini, he's going to be pissed, right? Like all this stuff where it's like, and Steve kind of sitting there like, well, if I don't play Kuminga, his 30 minutes, right? Because that's his thing, right? Like, he needs minutes to get in rhythm. Well, if I don't get his minutes,
there's a whole like front office agenda. Oh, he was he's a top 10 pick. I gotta give him rope. I gotta give him. I can't coach him the same way I coach Guy Santos. Yeah,
it works for my dad because he's my dad. In basketball, it works if you have that attitude. If you're LeBron James, right? LeBron James, famous for you're kind of walking on eggshells around LeBron. LeBron runs the show. He's the king. It works when you're LeBron because he's one of the GOATs, man. Like, he's a top,
because he'll decide, he's like, oh, you're annoyed with me. Let me show you what 58-7 looks like. Let me show you what a 40-18-12 game looks like, and I'm gonna win this by myself. So fucking fall in line. Yeah,
and that again, it's what Steph did, right? Remember that Game 7 where it's like, hey, if you don't want to show up, don't show up. But I'm gonna drop 50 in a Game 7. I'm going, right? And so you have to deal with all this stuff, and that's why I was kind of looking at the team today, where I'm like, hey man, like, it's not like the Warriors are super more talented than the Bulls. Like, you look across, the Bulls got some talent. Josh Giddey's pretty damn good. He's pretty good. Vucevic, pretty solid. Like, Vucevic, Post, like, pretty solid. Buzelis, kind of like him. He's pretty solid. But the Warriors,
Kobe White can light it up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Kobe White, future Warrior Kobe White. Like, I like him, but it's like, but the Warriors,
not a good Kobe White game, by the way.
He's small, but he can score. But who needs him when you got Pat Spencer? And I think to close it out, the point is when you can play the way that the Warriors want to play, and I think with Steve, it's defense, right? Like, the defense is locked in, and the defense was awesome again tonight. It was awesome against Cleveland, and you play that system basketball, and you just play really hard. Dude, you're going to win these games. Cleveland, maybe not most nights because Cleveland's really good, but most games, like Chicago, you're going to win if you just lock in, and they have the freedom to just do whatever they want. They don't have to worry about. Guy Santos I'm not worried about if Guy Santos turns the ball over or gets benched. Like, we're not worried about Guy Santos's feelings, man. Like, nobody's worried about. Why do I keep picking on Guy Santos? But it just, they look happy.
Someone in the chat goes, Kuminga's a hard worker. Objectively true. Everything. Yes. I would never question his work ethic.
That is true.
I think he works on the wrong stuff. Yeah. Maybe that's true, but I think that's skirting the point we're making, which is his number one goal when he's playing basketball is to show what he can do instead of win the game. And it's not unique to him. That's like a lot of young lottery picks. They want to show that they can do certain things. And that's been the tension of the Warriors. Steve has constantly been like, dude, just take a step back. Do less. Just play in the system and everything will work fine for you, And when he doesn't do that, it leads to them playing worse. It leads to him, trying to break off the offense. There was that stretch in the OKC game on Tuesday where they make that comeback and then he goes 3 straight ISO possessions to take essentially terrible Kobe shots. And honestly, they're terrible shots for Kobe, but he's famous for making them, right? But they're like bad shots that like 5 guys in the league get away with getting. Like Shea can take that shot now. Steph and LeBron can hit that. KD can take that shot. Kuminga can't take that shot, right? Like that sort of thing, right? And those are the sort of things where it's just like, I get that you want to explore who you are as a player, but this team, like, I'm sorry. You want to You want to say Steve's not a great developmental coach, and I would say, yeah, you're probably right. He's not the best developmental coach, but I won't hear
Yeah.
criticisms that he's not a good communicator. He tells you pretty clearly what he wants from you. He's told Kuminga for years what he wants from him. I want you to concentrate on cutting.
Right. That's
I
right.
want you to concentrate on making quick decisions and moving off ball. I want you to concentrate on trying to play like Aaron Gordon. I want you to concentrate on being Sean Marion. All these sort of, like, it's not like he's not saying what he wants. He's a very clear communicator. You just might not like the message. You might disagree with the message, but he's not like sitting here not telling you what he wants. And all of this comes back to kind of like why no one wanted him to come back. And it's let him go somewhere else. Let him see if a change of scenery changes things, bring in a different player. But it's just been more of the same.
The conversation gets to the point where it's so toxic around him, and you do kind of feel bad for him, because it's like
I like him.
You kind of
he seems like
right.
a decent dude. Yeah, I feel like
It goes back to it. People, yeah, right. Like people like him. It's just they went 23-8 last season without him in the lineup, right? And it's not because he wasn't out of the lineup, but it's because they play a style that it works so good when people are just like, everybody's just fighting. And Steve Kerr just brought up, like, man, if you're gonna have to sit on the bench, if Pat Spencer has a bad like 5-game stretch here, he's gonna sit on the bench. Buddy Hield sat on the bench a lot in the beginning, and Buddy's playing much better now. And you're
he did it to Podz too. Everyone loves to be like, oh, he gives Podz so much rope, but he benched Podz ass, and to Podz credit, he responded. Podz was playing some really indecisive ball. Like, it was hard to watch him. He did not look like the player that I thought he was last year or the year before. He got his ass stuck on the bench there a little bit. And you know what? Like, he looked more like the guy I thought he was. The guy I thought he was going to be this year, after what I thought was a positive end of last year.
Exactly. And Moody, we know the story with Moody since day one, where he's hot and cold, and Steve is hot and cold with him. And it's like, it makes sense. And so, yeah, let's go with this one here.
For sure. We got Steph back, and, we got Pat playing at the level he is. BP's picked it up, and Melt is a hell of a player. So we got a lot of guys who can play. And the thing that I like about it is it creates competition. And I think what Buddy has done, over the last 5-6 games, Buddy's a guy who understands the league. Ron always says it's a show me league. Show me how hard you're playing. Show me the production. And Buddy, I don't know if I should spill the beans, but Buddy took a red eye the night before the Philly game. He had a family, something great happened in his family. Took the red eye, got in the morning, and just absolutely played his butt off that night. And
Buddy's got the dad juice.
A couple weeks ago, take care of the ball. He's taking care of the ball, and
well, there you go.
This is how the league works. I mean, there's always somebody knocking down the door trying to get your job.
Yeah, that's facts, man. It's big facts.
This is, I mean, look, we've talked to that nauseum. This is why the 2 timeline thing was doomed from the beginning. You can't, shout out TK. You can't treat players like fragile flowers. Everyone got to be held to the same standard. Everyone has to be held to the same standard. We don't ever talk about Steph being held to that standard, because Steph held himself to a higher standard than Steve Kerr does. You know what I mean? Like, no one ever has to tell Steph to work hard. No one ever has to tell Steph, oh, you're dogging it. You're doing this. You're doing that. I think to tie back, this is why this weekend was so important to me. It was the coaching staff essentially reasserting like one of the most true things in all of sports, which is, you got to work hard. Like, it's as close to a meritocracy as you're ever going to get in anything in society. Like, it's as close to like, you do well, you get rewarded. You don't do well, you sit on the bench with Sam and Andy, like,
I mean, I think football probably has it the best, right?
Yeah.
Baseball probably the least, just more people, but football is kind of like everybody's got to be bought in, man. Like, you have, in football, it's like you have to be coached. Like, you have to be coached. NBA is a little bit different especially for superstars, but the Warriors are different. The Warriors are like like the Heat, right? It's culture. And the Warriors, if you buy into that culture, man, like it is special. I mean, that's cool. It's cool with Buddy. I mean, we kind of ran through the list, man. Like, Buddy's played a lot better, and should we get to Melton or should we do some? We got to get to Melton and Post at some point, because those are the guys, I think, of the strength and numbers group that we want to talk about. That are, I mean, you talk about meritocracy. Whew, those are the. Okay, yeah, we'll do the raid. We'll do the raid. And I'll go first. We at Light Years Podcast. We are brought to you by Cash App. The holidays are all about finding the perfect gift, but this time of the year, not every deal is actually what it seems. Scammers are getting more creative to trick people into sharing their payment info through methods like fake shopping sites and giveaways that are too good to be true. Man, I'm getting more and more scammers, like just texting me and sending me links and emailing. Luckily, Cash App's 24/7 fraud monitoring helps detect and alert you for unusual card activity should someone gain access to your card, so that you can act fast if something seems off. This actually happened to me. My mom's phone got stolen, and she doesn't know what's going on, but I have a Cash App's 24/7 fraud monitoring on there, and the moment it's lost, it's like boom, you go turn that thing off. Make sure you stay one step ahead of scams. This season, all year, forever. Keep your money secure with Cash App. Gift yourself some peace of mind this holiday season. Download Cash App. For a limited time only, new Cash App customers can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. Just download Cash App. Use our exclusive referral code SECURE10, that's 10, in your profile. Send $5 to a friend within 14 days. You'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app. Legal podcast for full disclosures.
Guys, looking to take care of your mental health shouldn't be harder than taking care of your physical health. That's where Rula comes in. Rula makes therapy simple, affordable, and fast. They work with most major insurance plans, and the average session copay is just $15. That's $15, guys. That's basically the cost of lunch, but instead of a sandwich, you're investing in your headspace. Rula connects you with 15,000 licensed therapists and psychiatrists nationwide. They cut out the guesswork by matching you with someone based on your needs, preferences, and state requirements. Rula works with most insurance plans, guys. Rula isn't just a directory. They help you book appointments and stay on top of your schedule. Guys, thousands of guys have already used Rula to finally get the care that they need. Don't keep putting it off. Go to rula.com/lightyears and get started today. That's RULA.com/lightyears. Take the first stop, get connected, take control of your mental health. We got our guy Eugene trying to come in, so I'm going to pull him up here. If you want to call in, come over to the playback side, press the stage button, and join us. If you're on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe.
Boys,
what's up, dude?
Isn't agendaless basketball is so nice to watch? Like we watch some bad basketball, but I realize watching bad agenda basketball after this, first half of the season, it's a different type of pulling out your hair. So, yeah, I mean, like you guys mentioned past. I have a friend who plays collegiate lacrosse, or used to, and he said, like, no, he's not the best collegiate. He is literally MJ at UNC. Like, he was going to be of lacrosse, and I was like, and he said he is more impressive than Shohei Ohtani to lacrosse players they know. So little did we know,
we really got the white Shohei.
We had the white Shohei the whole time, bro.
God damn.
He was just hidden. No, man, Pat. Yeah, Pat's. I've been a big Pat fan even from the beginning, and like one thing though about Pat, which will be good, is this emergence will force a trade. There's no how else are you gonna keep him? So I think
right. They don't have a roster spot. You're right.
Had not thought about that. Very true.
Yeah, you got
the greatest lacrosse player who's ever played the game. This is a once-in-a-generation type player. The plays that you see Lamar Jackson make, that is exactly what Pat Spencer did for us for 4 years on the lacrosse field.
Look at that music. Look at how Chili Peppers do. What are we doing? I mean, come on, this is incredible. had less hair back then than he does now. How's that possible? All right.
I know.
all right.
I was gonna say that song, like low-key, kind of annoys me these days. But this video, this edit, just gets me so hyped that I want to play it anytime once I hear it.
Legend.
Yeah, not even white Shoei, white Lamar Jackson. There's so many comparisons being thrown out there. But no, yeah, he like Sam might remember this, but I kept banging the gavel once D'Anthony Melton's back. A lot of problems are fixed. But my deeper idea behind that was just getting a guard that can go downhill. And now that you have two of them, like the beginning in the first half, that was such crisp, like passing the rock. Like I got chills even thinking about it. So just having that back is so nice because I realized like Kerr's system, I don't think it works unless the defense knows that there's a guy that can break the POA. And just seeing that happen, love to see that. Like, hey, shout out to Podz. Like, he gets a lot of crap from us, but he does work hard. But he also he listens. He talks a lot, but I think he does listen more than Kuminga. Like this game, I realized, I don't know what you guys think. Like, we need him to become an off-ball player. Like,
Yeah.
So I watched this game and I thought the exact same thing because I've been wrong this whole time. I thought that Podz could be the backup point guard and have him be the one that makes the run that second unit. And I'm watching this game, and again, that could change because he is still young. But I'm watching this, I'm like, oh shit, I was wrong. Like he actually needs to play as the two guy. He actually needs a Pat or a Melton next to him because he can just make that. He can make shots. He can't make it consistently when he's the main ball handler. So yeah, it's a great point.
I'm with you guys. Like I hate to just I
think you've been on that, Sam. I think you've been on that.
But like I wanted to see him. Like this is the second year in a row they've tried to see if he can be the second unit point guard because clearly he has the vision too. He's a good enough passer too. But to your point, Eugene, like he can't break the paint. He can't beat his man off the bounce. He's not that guy. He's not that guy. Like he is. The upside is not as high as maybe I thought it could have been a year ago. He's going to be a good player. He is a good player. He's going to have a long career in the NBA. But to your point, it's as a two. He's got to be a secondary playmaker. He gets the ball. If the shot's not there, he can attack the weak side. And maybe they need to do this. Maybe we just need to see it a little more. Maybe we just give him another shot at it. But to everyone's point, like it's obvious. You put Pat Spencer next to him. You put we know it works. We put Steph next to him, but everyone can play next to Steph. You put a point guard next to him, then he looks like a good player. He has to play the point. He's struggling. He's holding the ball too much. He gets lost. And so I don't know what that means. Maybe they trade him at the deadline. I think at least now we have an honest, we know where he's going. And so you have to make a determination. Do we think that strongly about him that we want to keep him, even if he's not the point guard, the backup point guard or whatever? Or do you just move him for a different type of player? But yeah, I think the Podz as a combo guard, as a ball handler, it's a done deal.
I feel like Kerr was on your boat. I think he thought the same thing, but I think the last 3 games made us realize he's put him out there with a primary ball handler every time now. So I think he even sees that. So kudos to Steve. He's stubborn at times, but he also, when he changes, he changes. So I'll give him that. But the only other wish list I have is just please no more players under 6'3" getting traded in. We have enough. We have Melton, we have Will Richard, we have Podz, we have Pat Spencer.
Seth. Forgot about Seth.
I forgot about he didn't even play today because he's an old man. But shout out to Seth, and that's more than enough. And just get some size. I hate doing this, but get Trey Murphy, get Herb Jones. Well, I don't care. Just get someone 6'6", 6'7", and we're rolling. Think about it. You put 6'6". We did this with Guy Santos being the biggest wing sometimes on the floor, and it's the Bulls. They're not that impressive, but I'm just man, you surround this team with this vibe, with athletic wings that know how to play. I think sky's the limit. So I'm excited for that. Lastly, a question for you guys. I would love to hear your take. Would you rather do a whole episode with Aaron Turner or Jim Park? I'm very curious. Would love to know that. Peace, boys.
Aaron Turner's my guy. He's always welcome on here. Jim's my guy too. Not gonna be a hater.
Jim is my guy too. I do. I don't talk to A-Rock. I'm not. No, we're not boys. We're not boys. But you,
they're both nice
boys.
Dudes. I've had nothing but positive experiences with both of them. Even if I disagree, I can't hate on them as humans.
How about Kevin? We'll throw the third one on, man. We gotta get your boy Kev on here. You know what I'm saying? Between those three guys,
He'll come in and skewer us, but I'd be into it. I like that kind of punishment. So
he's doing well for himself. Congratulations, Kevin. You're doing well. Can you imagine a Jim Park podcast? Or can you imagine a Jimmy full hour of Jim Park and
let's get it.
after our
we got no games
adulation.
next week. We got to fill some content.
No, we got another Asian. We got another Asian dude for you guys next week. No spoilers. No agendas.
Elon boys are fucked. No. Can we talk Quinten Post real quick? Sorry.
Yeah.
Dude, he's the defense. I know he could shoot the ball. I know he's smart. I know he knows how to play in the offense, but he might not be a bad defender. You know how we've been talking about how they just need a big to eat minutes? We got him. We got him right here. Play him more. The dude can play. He's 7 feet tall. He plays his size, verticality. He's willing to compete. He fits the offense. Yeah. Is he going to get exposed in space when like Shea ISOs him? Sure. But that's not what I'm worried about right now. I'm trying to get through games through the regular season. I'm so impressed by him. I honestly, I don't even want to talk about it, but they're going to have to figure out how to re-sign him in the offseason.
Oh, God.
And that's another conversation. But is he not what we've been asking for in terms of a big man who fits the system, who can just give you 20 plus minutes? He needs to play more. He's going to keep Draymond healthy.
We got the YouTube comments here. He's 7 feet tall. You can't teach that. And our gal Karima really well on the defensive end. I mean, those are facts. I wish Tommy was here because I feel like Post is Tommy's guy. He's been in on him early. I've been a little reserved. He doesn't know how to set a screen. Sometimes he dribbles the ball and he loses it. But I think I've just been looking at it from a bad lens, right? You really got to look at it from what has he been doing? What does he provide this team? He provides this team something that nobody else can do. Not a single soul can even come close to replicating. Not even close, right? There are the cons. But the pros now, I think, are to the point. Sam, I'll do you one further, man. I actually don't. This team needs to start him at the 5 the rest of the season. They cannot play Draymond at the 5, dude. Okay, if it's one game because it's Wemby, all right, fine, whatever. But they need him. I can't watch Draymond at the 5 anymore, especially in the regular season.
He needs to not be playing against the 5 against the Bulls in December. Which is I don't want to go through the November schedule. Yeah.
It can't happen. He gets too sped up. He gets tired. He starts making Quinten Post is a perfect player next to Draymond. And I just think that's someone that Post just needs to be starting. He needs to be playing. Agree with you. And yeah, man, go back to the defense. Guys, I think the verticality stuff is the biggest one. He's just decided to come back this offseason and work on, I'm just going to put my hands up. Anytime someone comes at me and never put my hands down, never foul. I'll throw you a example. Our best friend James Wiseman, he could never figure it out. Wiseman's 7'2", 7'5", 7'7".
All the
physical tools.
Yeah,
all of them. One, he would never be in the right spot. Quinten Post somehow 10 times slower than Wiseman. Somehow 80% of the time in the right spot defensively. And he just puts his hand up. He jumps straight up, doesn't foul. And sometimes he gets dunked on. You see Buzella's dunk on him tonight? Fuck, shit happens. But he more often than not, if you're going to contest like that, Brook Lopez became one of the best defenders in the entire league. Rudy Gobert, we hate him. I know, Sam, we hate him. But Rudy Gobert has made $300 million.
Yeah, I hate him at the price and the accomplishments, not that he's a bad player.
But he's made a career, $300 million, just sticking his hand up there. Just sticking his hand up.
God, it must burn Draymond's soul to know that Rudy Gobert's made $150 million more than him. And I get it because he's not better than Draymond.
No. That is absurd. That's why he hates him. Got to be why he hates him. I mean, come on. Draymond,
he hates him because he won 4, dude. It's a joke. It's a joke that he's gonna have 4 and Draymond's gonna have 1. I'm sorry. I'm with Draymond in this one. He should have choked him out multiple times. It's just you can hate Draymond all you want. He is the best defender of this era, hands down. And the fact that the accolades aren't going to show it it makes me feel a certain way. And I'm not the one who's boxing out dudes 50 pounds heavier than me every night, you know? So I get it. But back to the Post point, it's amazing to me because we were talking about trading for Vucevic last year, or like these guys that we knew would never close real games for the Warriors. We just wanted them to give you 25 good minutes, right? We were just looking for dudes who could start, limit Draymond's minutes, and kind of give you something, right? They found him at the 54th pick. I'm not saying he's better. He's as good as Vooch, because Vooch is a very good player, but like, it's very close. And you could, like, he needs to your point, there's no reason he shouldn't be playing 20-ish minutes. Like, maybe there's a bad matchup and it's a 10-minute night, but like most nights, like you play in the Bulls, there's no reason he should play 28 minutes, you know? Like he could he's what we've been asking for, which is an innings eater who fits the offense. And in his case, the shooting is just fucking amazing. Like, they need it, especially with Jimmy. Like, they need a dude who can stick an open jumper from the center position. They're not easy to find. How many fake trades have we done for Miles Turner over the years? Just because he can defend.
Hey. Miles might be back.
Is that? Yeah, he's always back.
Per you. Per you. So, hey, look, we can keep doing Miles Turner fake job. I'm down, dude. We could keep
talking. But like, you was saying, like, there's not that many 7-footers who can compete defensively at the position and stick an open three. They're hard to find.
Hey, they are. And this team, they came out tonight, and I'm watching this team around Jimmy Butler, and I'm like, damn, this does feel like the Heat. Jimmy Butler's old. He's like 3 years older now and 25,000 more injuries. But like, you put Quinten Post next to Jimmy, you put Will Richard next to Jimmy, can can a three. You put Podz next to him,
Max Strus, baby,
Moody.
Duncan
Like,
Robinson.
look at all. Yeah, Jimmy Butler can make Quinten Post a lot of money, and Steph Curry for that matter. But like, you just go stand in the corner, pick and pop, stand on the top of the key, and Quinten Post. Is Quinten Post a real shooter to you?
Yeah.
He does feel
for
like
a big shooter. Like he can't like move off screens like Klay Thompson. Like, he's never going to be nimble enough to like do that sort of stuff. But like, I think when you say a real shooter, I think you mean, can he hit it when someone presses up on him?
Yeah.
And I think the answer is yes. He's not an Andy Liu, Samus Fandiari. No one's around me. Get my feet set. You know, like,
I can make that. But like that's the one. Like, that's it, right? Like when you or when the pressure's on, man. Like that's the one. So I think that he is. And the Warriors don't have well, they have some of those guys, but he's the guy though that's 7 feet tall. Like, but he also Seth Curry kind of play the same position. Like, they kind of can't. You know what I mean? Like, they got a bunch of guys that are in a glut together. Mm-hmm. But man, Quinten Post, a lot of money. A lot of money that he can make. Just,
I don't even know if it's a lot. I don't think it's a lot of money, but it's definitely a lot of money.
Million? You think 10 million? All right, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to do the money. Yeah, whatever. Not important, but
it's good living. Good living.
Good living. Yeah.
QP gonna be living nice.
Yeah. Shout out to QP.
I hope it's on the Warriors, because like those guys, like,
they need him.
He's just gonna be a good player, like a good role play. Yeah.
Oh, before he comes, I know he's on here. But yes, the comments bring up the no dip three. That was what I was going to bring up. I asked a question, Sam, to you about real shooting, because he does the no dip three. You don't do the catch and release straight off if you're not a real shooter, right? Like, if you're kind of like, if you need the whole rhythm, you need to get the laces up on your fingers. Like, nah, he just gets it and goes. Like, Klay used to do that. Like, just go.
And he's huge. And he's huge. To your point, he doesn't dip. He's comfortable shooting it. And if you're 7'1", which I think he really is, like, yeah, you don't need that much space if you're comfortable shooting the ball. No one's contesting you at the peak other than Wemby. Like, and honestly, if Wemby's going to close out on Quinten Post, that's the entire point of a stretch five. Because now you got Wemby worried about Quinten Post. Guess what's happening? Jimmy and Steph are getting to the rim all day. You know,
Yep.
That's the entire idea. Like, it's. I know it's like corny, but it's just it opens up the court, changes the geometry, whatever the hell you want to call it. You know, I love it. Changing the geometry is just like, it's true, but it's just such a nerdy way to explain it. DS, what's up, man? Appreciate you being patient.
Yeah, no problem, gentlemen. What's going on?
Yes, sir.
Good mood. Season's been saved. Pat Spencer saved the season.
No doubt. I want to talk a little bit about rotation. No point talking about trades. It's still a long way from January 15th, so there'll be plenty of time for all that. But I just don't see the whole Kerr 11-man rotation. There's going to have to be some decisions made when Al, Steph, and Dre come back, and a lot of people have earned their spots. I think we've already taken care of he who should not be named, so we ain't got to worry about those minutes anymore. But still a lot of guys that want to be played that definitely need to get some minutes. I definitely agree with Sam and both of y'all that we got to keep Dre out of that center position because both of those injuries he's gotten this year has come from playing center. I think it was Jokic just stepped on his foot and messed it up the first time, and then it was whoever, I guess it was one of the OKC guys or one of their big men that did it the second time. So every time he plays center, he's getting hurt. He's reached that point in his career, so it definitely need to be starting Post, giving Horford the minutes where he can. Hopefully not playing TJD because he ain't helping, but maybe they'll get a.
I thought he was okay the last two games though. But like to your point, he's deep bench, not regular rotation guy.
Yeah, definitely think it looks good with Podz. I think Podz just need to get the spotlight off him and go back to being what he was, the overachieving guy that we picked at 19. Yep. Now he gets to be that again. There's no more spotlight. There's no more White Ohtani. Yep. There's no more future all-star like
Pat Spencer's White Ohtani.
Yeah, so, Pat Spencer's White Ohtani.
I think to your broader rotation question, because they got kind of an old team, they're probably not going to have to answer those questions on a game in, game out basis because someone's always going to be a little banged up. Sure. But I mean, it's just like I don't want to talk trade deadline, but it's like this is where they're gonna go in the trade deadline with a specific goal of a little bit of a consolidation trade, right? Like turn 3 players into 1 impact guy, or turn 4 players into 2 impact guys. I don't want to say it's a good problem, but it's a pretty good problem to have. Otherwise, it's to your point, you're right. Like Steph's back. Melton obviously is your best 2 guard. I don't know if you start him because he's just off of injury, but he's your best 2 guard. He's playing. You got Podz and Buddy will get minutes. Pat Spencer is going to get minutes. GP might be the guy who gets like the short end of the stick right now. And it's just kind of like one of those things where they're going to have to manage it. They got another what? Actually, I just did. They got another 16 games to January 15th.
Yeah, about that.
They're not, and they're not going to move it at January 15th. They're not going to make a trade at January 15th. I don't think.
It does seem like things might move sooner, but that might just be like the aggregation machine. Getting everyone hyped. Everyone getting a little too hyped about trades. So I don't know, but like to your point, yeah, it's not that many games. You're just gonna have to deal with it a little bit, Yeah.
Seems like a consolidation trade would be kind of tricky without Kuminga's salary, though. That's why I don't think it'll be before the 15th. Because,
there's no trade for the Warriors to be had before the 15th of January. Like
nobody's making trades though. Nobody's gonna make
maybe, but like you're right. Kuminga's contract is like gonna just be the centerpiece of any move they make. Like, let's just say you want to go get MPJ, my guy. One of the best streamers
I'm wavering
in the
so
universe
much on that one, man. There's times where I look at him when he plays, and he's the guy. Yeah, he's definitely the perfect fit. But then some of the stuff he talks about, he's Jordan Poole in Washington.
What you think about Jimmy Butler hanging out with Michael Porter Jr.? How do you think that's gonna go? That might be pretty fun. That might be a big disaster.
It's gonna be a lot of me muting replies because I don't want to respond to what they said. But like
there's some of the stuff he said is like he's like Poole in Washington. He's like, all right, I won my ring. I proved I can be a champion. I can play as a good soldier in the winning system. Now I just want to put up numbers and be the guy and be
but unlike Poole, he's putting up like Lowry Market and Dirk Nowitzki efficiency number. Like the ball's going in the hoop
on a bad team. On a bad team. But yes, there's a reason he's I don't know if they'll do it for the contract. But I would love it. If they did it, I'd love it.
But let me finish my point because I hear both yours. I'm obviously more pro MPJ than both of you. You're just the contract's going to make you put 3 guys on the table. So it's like one of those things where it's like, and there's a lot of players in that salary range where a lot of this is just going to come down to, let's see what the options are. Let's see if we can turn 3 of our guys into one impact guy,
Yeah. I think it's going to take a lot of teams. I think you mentioned it before, Sam. It's going to be like a 3 or 4 team deal, because there's going to be some of the bad teams getting rid of some of their crap, like Sacramento, like Chicago tonight. Man, looking at Pat Williams, like, at least, we took Wiseman a couple of picks before him, but at least we didn't give him an extra contract.
That
give him 5
years. Like, you can say what
nuts.
you want about Kuminga. Kuminga's contract is objectively a good tradable contract. You don't like him? Off my books.
Yep.
They got Pat Williams on the books for 5. Why? Yeah.
Nobody was giving him that. Nobody
Who
was giving
are
him
they
that
bidding
money.
against? Nobody. Yeah, exactly. To your point, it's like at least with Kuminga, you've created a situation where there's probably a bunch of teams who are like, I'm intrigued by him. Let's get him away from Steve Kerr. Let's see if we can make it work.
Exactly.
But if it doesn't work, they're not stuck with it. Whereas like Pat Williams, it's just like, do I want him for the rest of my life?
Rest of my fucking life. $18 million a year.
DS, appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it, fellas.
Thanks, big dog. Yeah.
I said we end it there. It's a fun episode, everyone. Fun week.